My name is Joseph Mano, and I live in Bonifacio Global City.
My name is Jenny, and I've been in Manila. This is the start of my 5th year here.
My name is Prashanti Tota. I'm from India, and this is going to be my 5th year in Philippines, Manila here.
What we first noticed was that it was very warm always, no real winter, and also that the people were so friendly.
I think what primarily attracts me to Philippines is the acceptance of people. You go out in the morning, they have a pleasant smile on their face, they wish each other. It really, these are small things that really, make your day better.
I've been many places in the world, and I've seen all of the, the beautiful natural sights. But for me, the most important thing, the most interesting thing, anywhere I go in the world, are the people. And the people in the Philippines are just a special group. It's a third world country, it's a poor country, but even though people are poor, they have a level of class about them. They're smiling, they're positive, they're happy.
I think you have more time here. Somehow I feel that I have more time for myself because of all the fantastic help you get here. Even if life is more comfortable in US, there is no help. There is no help there.
Everyone calling you mum or calling men sir, that doesn't happen in New Zealand at all.
Filipinos are more laid back. They will take their own time, no matter in what urgency you have.
I think that, as I say, I think the people are amazing. They're very resilient with the floods, with the poverty.
Last year, if you remember, August, there was a lot of rain for 4 continuous days and it was flooding. In spite of my 5 years, I still get goosebumps when I think about that. This place was flooded and this guy, old guy, was actually holding on to, I think, a plastic tumbler kind of thing or something and floating. But what struck me about that was he was smiling. How can somebody who is flooded to that extent, probably lost everything, can still smile? That's something not many cultures can do.
Look, it's easy to throw rocks at Manila. It's polluted, it's crowded, it's noisy, the traffic is impossible. You know what? That's okay. That's okay because the alternative is going back to the U.S. where there's 8-lane highways and all the infrastructure and everything's perfect. Every time it rains, 3 millimeters, they're complaining there's a flood and they want money from the government. Here, there's real floods and you got people floating around in boats, smiling. It's just refreshing. It's refreshing to be with these people.
Unfortunately, newspapers report all the bad things and don't often report, lots of good things that are happening. So yes, I'd heard lots of negative stories about the Philippines before we came. And it had never been a place I wanted to visit because of that. But when my husband was transferred, of course, we had to move here, and I was very pleasantly surprised. There are areas of trouble, but that happens in any country. But you just don't go to those areas.
When you type something into the internet, the worst news come on this one. It's totally different from what image people have and what Manila is. It's totally different. I was always comfortable here. Even at 2 o'clock in the night, I see people on Global City outside. Contrary to what people believe, I'm not scared. I'm fine here. I take the cabs.
Honestly, when I first moved here, I wasn't sure I was going to like it. I started out living in Ortigas. I had a condo unit there, and I really liked Ortigas because it's more of the real Manila. Here in Bonifacio, everything's master planned and perfect. I didn't think I was going to like it much. The first time I was down there, I went down to Ermita, and again I'm walking around up and down little alleyways and streets. I was too stupid to realize maybe some places I shouldn't go. Happily, I've never had any problem at all, but it's just I'm walking along and I'm thinking, you know what? This is a movie scene, you know? This is like what you would see, you know, if you go to the movies and you see somebody in a strange and wonderful, you know, new country. All you have to do is smile at somebody, and they'll smile back, and they'll talk to you, and they'll ask you where you're from.
I think people are always so willing to speak English that it's actually hard to learn Tagalog unless you go and have lessons. I think there's an interesting mix here. There is poverty, extreme poverty, and there's extreme wealth, and I do find that hard to find the middle ground. I'm sure many Filipinos find that difficult as well. There are so many people that need help. I think the government is trying to do a lot, but there are just so many people they can't reach out to everyone. What I do is I do a lot of volunteer work. I'm involved with a livelihood project. When a bag is sold, 50 pesos of the proceeds go towards buying school books and making school bags for the children of the village school. So it takes a lot of my time, but I just think it's such a worthwhile project because education is the way out of poverty for the children.
I don't want the foreigners to come here. I want the place to stay just like it is. Now I know that's going to change, and that is changing, and it's good for the country because we're getting more international outside investment in. We've got a president who's actually trying to do the right thing as opposed to all the other presidents before him, and I'm proud of what I'm seeing. I'm proud of what I'm seeing by the Filipino people.
We bought a place because the economy and all, the boom and all, everybody is investing, right? If we don't get to stay here, it would always be a good investment. Other than my home country, this is my first time I have ever invested in a different country. Because I can always picture myself as if I have a house here, I can think of retiring and living here. You know, this feels like home. When I go back to India for holidays, I still feel this is home. My daughter actually, when she steps out of the flight, she says, "Mama, we are home."
Quite honestly, when I go back to the U.S. now, I don't feel like I'm home when I'm there anymore. I feel when the plane lands at Manila, then I feel like I'm home.
When my daughter goes off to college, this is a place where we can settle down and live.
I plan on staying here the next 125 years.